All right, Antonio Brown, basically gets his money back from the New England Patriots, and also they settle a compensation war that's been going on, or battle that's been going on between the Patriots and Aaron Hernandez's estate or family. So let's talk about it. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. And the ESPN got the article. I'll put it in the description if you want to check it out, or if I forget, just go to ESPN. It's the main article on there right now. And basically, the Patriots gave Antonio Brown, let's start off there, a $9 million signing bonus, right? They gave him half of it, and half of it on September 23rd, and the other half was due in January. So pretty much, I think they recouped. They wanted to recoup the $5 million they gave him. He get to keep $5 million, or they re-give him back $5 million. I don't know how clear. They didn't really make it clear if they took the $5 million back from Antonio Brown, or does Antonio Brown keep the $5 million. The overall $9 million, the $4 million of it is just washed away. So don't think the Patriots are settling because they are nice guys with Antonio Brown. They are settling because they only have $500,000 in cap space after Rex Burkhead restructured his contract. So that's why they couldn't really afford to get Cam Newton the money that he wanted. So with them restructuring Antonio Brown's contract and restructuring Aaron Hernandez's contract, they now have over $7 million in cap space. So they now have the flexibility. And before I continue to go on about Antonio Brown and Aaron Hernandez a little bit, and they cap situations, you look like, who is the Patriots playing all that money to? You know what I'm saying? Offensively, for years, Tom Brady took a pay cut. Gronkowski is no longer there. Edelman can't be breaking the bank. They don't have a lot of notable offensive linemen. So it got to be on the defensive side of the ball. Dante Hightower, I guess Stephon Gilmore, Devin McCourty, Patrick Chung. They don't really have a premier pass rusher in their front four anymore. So I just want to know exactly where all that money going, because when you look at New England, it's just not that them polarizing stars over there. You know, Tom Brady really carried them. They got key, defensive, players over there. But for years, they've been cheap about paying guys. Richard Seymour, they shipped off. Chandler Jones, they shipped off. They let Jamie Collins walk, before he came back last year. So I just want to know how, like what is their capologist doing? Because it don't seem like they got a lot of stars. You look at Kansas City, I understand when they said they only had like $1 left in their piggy bank before they signed Mahomes. They had Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Sammy Watkins, Frank Clark, the Honey Badger they had over there. You keep going on and on. Chris Jones, he gotta get paid. Like MC Breeze, I gotta get mine. You gotta get yours. Him and Pac. You just go through and look at some of the stars they got. It's understandable. You know what I'm saying? You're like, oh yeah, I get it. Why they got all that? They owe all that money. All them dudes they got over there. New England, really, you look receiver wise, nothing sexy over there. The backs, James White ain't breaking the bank. Sonny Michel really under a rookie deal, right? Don't even know who their tight end is these days. Look at their front four. They got rid of Danny Shelton. He in Detroit with us. Check him out the Detroit Channel, Mercy Sports Talk, by the way. Secondary, they got some guys. Chung, McCourty, Stephon Gilmore, So you kind of wonder, like, how is New England really, doing bad in the cap like that? But AB either got his money back or got to keep his $5 million. They really didn't clarify that. But I know they wanted to recoup that money. So, he got his $5 back. They had to give him his money. When you sign a signing bonus, you should be really held to that signing bonus. They should have to give him the whole $9 million back. Not because they cut me because detriment to the team, detrimental to the team. No, they said he caught a case, and this case is still dragging on. Now, if you want to know about Antonio Brown case, before we get into Hernandez, what is happening here, and I don't even know. I haven't even been following this. It just came across my screen a couple of days ago. What happened in his case is, the accuser, I'm not going to say her name here, old girl from LSU, the accuser is refusing to show up to court because of the coronavirus, okay? So they are trying to get her to hit in the witness stand on Zoom. But Antonio Brown and his legal team don't want her to come on Zoom. They want her to be able to come physically in court so people can see her emotion, and she have to really, feel that energy. So she's citing that corona issue, stopping her from going to court, which sounds fishy to me. And most women in these situations don't want to take the stand. And that's why a lot of these type of situations, this type of case, back in the day and still to this day, a lot of women would you know, they would want to not come to court so the case will fall apart or they're settled. Because who wants to go to court and relive a traumatic experience, especially if they being innocent, if it's really a guilty party. So right now between Brown and his accuser, what's holding up right now is her coming to court, and she wanted to be on Zoom, and Antonio Brown and his team want her in court. Now with the situation with the moving crew, he settled that. All right, I think he got some probation or something of that nature. So you know that was a stupid story in its totality, which is dumb. All right, but for Aaron Hernandez, his family he had allegedly took himself out the game so his family can get compensation. That's what people pretty much thought, because he couldn't be convicted of being guilty if he did. So right then and there, it's kind of like they had to like clear his name, and they couldn't convict him because he in Connecticut, you know, or wherever you want to call it, because he's dead. So rightfully, the New England Patriots will have to pay him the money that he's owed, that they recouped or that he's still owed because he's not guilty. So it's a loophole. So in the doc, they said that he probably found out about the loophole and he, you know, killed himself so his daughter and his wife can eat. So they haven't specifically said how much money that he received in his family or his estate received in his settlement. But it sounds like it's about $2.5 million and some change, because they're getting $7.5+ million back in salary cap by settling these situations. So Aaron Hernandez and his estate, they settled his compensation grievance. Antonio Brown's compensation grievance has been settled. So don't think Robert Kraft's some nice fucking guy. He riding with Meek Mill and he rolling with Jay-Z about prison reform. Let me tell you this, man. You can't serve two masters. You can't serve the devil and you can't serve God if you believe in higher beings. You can't play both sides. There's a lot of things in life you can play both sides. You can have two women and play both sides. You're a female. You can have two niggas and play both sides. You feel what I'm saying? It's a lot of situations where you can tiptoe the line. It's a thin line between love and hate. You can play with that line. But in this situation, you can't be pro-Trump and then talking about you pro this. People like say, oh, he endorsed Obama, this, that, and the third. I ain't trying to hear none of that, man. The man either is racism, you racist, or you not racist. It ain't no in between. He was an integral part with Jerry Jones to keep Colin Kaepernick out this league. Have him and Jerry Jones came out and addressed or apologized to Colin Kaepernick? Absolutely not. So Robert Kraft ain't, you know, settling these compensation suits or these issues he got because he a nice guy. Or he care about Aaron Hernandez's wife, or he care about his daughter, or he want to do right by AB. Men of power don't want to do right. They don't want to admit when they wrong. They don't want to do right. You don't get their billionaire status by, you know, being Mother Teresa or the quote unquote perfect picture of Gandhi, which he wasn't so perfect anyway. You don't get up there by being a nice guy. It's factual when you're on this planet Earth that nice guys finish last. You ruthless, you dirty, you callous, and you got to step and chop a few dudes' heads off on your way to the top. Robert Kraft, he didn't want to get that money to Antonio Brown, but when you got down to the salary cap, you only had $500,000 left. You know what I'm saying? He had no other choice. They had to create room. So he settled these when he at his convenience, when he had a pistol to his head and his feet was to the fire. He was getting ready to burn right in that fucking volcano. He settled it because financially it was in the best interest of the Patriots. Not because he cared about Aaron Hernandez's family. Not because he cared about doing the right thing. Guys of that nature, billionaires, they don't care about what's right. They don't care about what's wrong. What about the dude, Scarelli, Marcus Scarelli? What's the dude that bought the Wu-Tang album and he ran up prescription prices on purpose so poor people couldn't afford them, whatever the story was? You heard in Minnesota, you know, they suing because they making diabetes medicine free to low-class people, to low-class income people who can't afford it, in the medicine companies are trying to, you know, countersue them or trying to refute or get that law abolished. Excuse me. You know what I'm saying? Dumb people that got money that it ain't gonna hurt their pockets if they get something to somebody that's for free or for cheap, or they do right. They don't do right on that level. This is why a lot of us who got heart, who got a conscious, we'll never be a billionaire mindset. We'll never be self-made billionaires. Not because we don't have the idea, not because we don't have the IQ, because a lot of us have conscience and we have hearts. Robert Kraft and the other owners in the NFL and the billionaires and the multi-billionaires across the world, they don't have a heart. They don't care. Straight up and down. It's a cold world. And once you figure that out, how they operate, you know, you'll be free. But hey, appreciate it. Check out the NFL playlist. I love you guys for checking us out, man. I invite you, if you want to hit the subscribe button, please do. Bell icon button. We working all the time. NFL, NBA, boxing, MMA. Hopefully I can have a synopsis on the Jorge Masvidal and Usman fight tonight. If I do go live and peep in on another channel, I'll let you guys know in the community tab. Don't forget you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out if you got business, question, inquiry, sponsorship, or video requests. Keep sharing the videos. Want to make a donation to the channel? Cash App, PayPal in the description. Best way to donate is to share the video. And y'all know what it is. One time for the one time, we gone.